Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers.
Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Sunday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, I just want to wish everybody a safe and a happy new year for everybody who made it. I just got news that Gangsta Boo has passed away early into this year, and I'm sad to say she was a great person, a great human being, and a great artist. So I don't know if any of y'all know the great Gangsta Boo, but a member of the original 3-6 Mafia, very own Memphis, Tennessee own. But anyway, just want to say that before we get into it. Now, y'all know I hate that I didn't get to come to you all yesterday. It's just been a tumultuous past few days. But, you know, I wanted to say that y'all saw what your boy LeBron James did on his birthday. He came out and dropped none other than 47 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Was only 1 assist away from the triple dub. And, of course, how many players missed so many open shots, including Austin Reeves, who Austin Reeves was, 1 out of 9, was a -6 on the floor. When I saw that Lonnie Walker was not going to be playing due to some foot soreness, you know, I was actually quite happy because Lonnie Walker has not been playing well as of late. I've been wanting Austin Reeves to be exerted into the starting lineup, but of course that didn't do any good because he did the same thing that he did in the prior game down in Miami. I don't know if the young fella, you know, is out on South Beach hanging out to all times of night and then came and probably went and did pull the lemon pepper Lou, went to Magic City. I don't understand what's going on, but that's not the way Austin Reeves has been performing. So let's just hope he can get his legs back and do a little bit better and get out of the slump that he's been in because he's been reliable. He's been trying to, you know, have a 50, 40, 90 season. So, you know, from the free throw line, very accurate. From the three-point line, he was at being accurate, but that 40% is dropping swiftly, especially with the past 2 performances. But, man, we got to keep talking about LeBron James because y'all see what happened. Y'all already know what the deal is. And it's funny because a lot of people early in the day were referring to an article written, you know, excuse me, an article written in the LA Times talking about maybe it's time to trade LeBron because of some of the comments he made and let him go. You know, and the first thing that came to my mind is if you trade anybody, you trade Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis is young. You're going to get back a lot for him because there'll be a lot of teams wanting to get him. And the reason why I say trade Anthony Davis over LeBron James, even though LeBron James is much older, Anthony Davis has not been available to the Lakers. I'm not sure what the percentage of time is that he's been available since they've had him. But, you know, the bubble championship was great. But, you know, he had months and months to not get hurt and to go into that bubble and actually not be injured. So, you know, any other time we saw the next year with Phoenix, look, hurt again. Last year, hurt again. So, I mean, you know, the best ability is availability, and that is not something that he has done. But on a good note is, you know, they said Anthony Davis' foot is feeling better. He said that he's way less pain, like maybe down to a 1 out of a 1 to 10, he said, I think. So, you know, he said that, you know, they're going to test out the foot sometime next week and then start ramping up some on-the-court exercises. And we may see Anthony Davis in as little as 2 weeks. So if LeBron James can continue performing like he performed on his birthday, then we know that the Lakers can stay afloat. And we see how closely the records are for teams like Portland, Golden State, Utah, Minnesota teams, Oklahoma City. These are all teams that's just like a game or so in front of the Lakers. So the Lakers could easily move into that 9th or 10th play-in spot and then have their eyes on because they have a game coming up with Sacramento that would be crucial. So Sacramento, you know, Sabonis is out, so they could start to struggle. And, you know, of course, the Wolves are missing Karl Anthony Towns, so you can see them dipping a bit. Utah Jazz, who started off the season so hot, have now finally came down to earth. So if Anthony Davis can get back healthy and LeBron James playing the way he's playing, and you put both of that together, and can't say enough about Russell Westbrook, who had another good performance, almost notched another triple dub, had 14, 8, and 11. You know, he was a plus 11 while on the floor, and he was very crucial down the stretch, you know, with the layup that he made with the lefty, putting pressure on that defense. And that's what I like when Russell Westbrook comes in, that he puts pressure on the defense every time he gets the ball because he is looking to run every time. So you got to have your hands ready, for a pass from Russ, because that's just what he does and has been doing so for a number of years. But, like I said, can't say it more than enough again. I've been singing his praises for a mighty long time since Anthony Davis has been out, and that's Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant had 19 and 17 boards. And I know that Atlanta was missing the services of Capella, but still, the way he just hung in there and handled his business and got those boards. He's not the best rim protector. I continue to say that, but 8 out of 10, he's continuing to shoot a high percentage because he is playing good in that pick and roll with both LeBron and with Westbrook, and he's finding a way to get to the rim on that pick, setting screens and rolling strong to the basket and putting a lot of pressure on defenses. So, they've been looking pretty good in that pick and roll. And then if teams crash too hard, then, that's leaving somebody open on the corner. And if Austin Reeves can step up this coming game at Charlotte, then the Lakers can start to get some get back on the game that they really should have won. And they can take care of this schedule and then, get a couple of other wins up under their belt and try to get closer to the 500 mark, looking for AD to come back. Who knows? I mean, we're getting closer already to that February 10th, I think, deadline. So if the Lakers are going to make a move, they need to try to make one right away. But at this point, I'm not sure who they will get trade value for. And ultimately, if they get rid of Russ, they might get a lot back in return because maybe some team is looking to get $40 million off their books since his contract is an expiring contract. But I think the Lakers need to be careful who they trade and get back, because you don't want to take on some salaries and mess up your summer. Because think about it. If you get Russ off your books, that's $45 million to come off your books. And if you get $45 million off the books this offseason, then you can go out and really sign some key pieces that could really contribute. Some wing players is what the Lakers are in need of, some 3-and-D type players who could really knock down some three-point shots. That's the only thing that they're missing. So, and that's what LeBron James' message was. Everybody want to get all bent out of shape. Just the only thing the man said, and they asked AD about it, is he just want to compete. They asked him, what are your thoughts, heading into these, last seasons that, may very well be your last season. Who knows, this season, next season, the following season, Father Time is eventually going to catch up with LeBron James. But I think ultimately he has proven what he is doing. And I see Michael Jordan, they saying that he was the only other player that age to score, I think, 45, 10, and 5. But this was 45, 10, and 9. So don't cherry pick, baby. Don't cherry pick. Y'all know I'm being funny, but you know what I'm saying? While I'm being funny, it's still the truth, because 45, 10, and 9 is not 45, 10, and 5. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still a great feat by Michael Jordan, and it shows what he was doing. Even at his Wizard years, he was capable of coming out and having some performances like that on some nights. But the difference between him and Go James is doing that consistently at this age every night. And that's something that Michael Jordan wasn't doing. And Michael Jordan had time off in between, so he should have had more legs under him. But, when you puff a lot of cigars and you spend a lot of time on a golf course instead of in the gym like LeBron James, then, and I mean, that is what it is. I'm not taking anything away, but that's what separates the two. The will, the drive, and the determination. People want to say it's rings, like Jordan got rings on his own, Go back and watch that Phoenix series and see, how Charles Barkley was all in Scottie Pippen's ear, and we just kept telling him, you can't guard me. You can't guard me. And it was game 6, and they was up by 4. And Phoenix could have pushed it to game 7 and would have been at home. Go back and watch the game. Was it Michael Jordan or was it Scottie Pippen who stepped up and the one who was guarding Charles Barkley, who was the MVP that year, who was giving Scottie all he could handle, but Scottie just took the trash talk, and did what he had to do to come up with a stop on Charles at the end of that game, with them being down by 2. Then it was Scottie Pippen who beat Charles Barkley on the move and caused the defense to collapse, ultimately kicking it over to Horace Grant, who then kicked it out to who? Not MJ. Who was that? John Paxson, who hit the 3 and won the game right there, 4-2, or it would have went 7 games. And then we could have saw really what Michael Jordan would have did in the game 7, because we know what LeBron James does in game 7s, ladies and gentlemen. We know that. But it's team performances. And it's like Isaiah said, what did MJ do in the 80s when he was playing great teams? when things weren't in his favor. You know, when the Pistons beat the Lakers, they had Kareem, they had Magic. You understand what I'm saying? Jordan them didn't beat the Kareem Lakers. That was the Lakers that had just went to 9 finals in 11 years. Those Lakers had a lot of wear and tear on their bodies. And, you know, if you look out through the course of history, you can see teams, even that Pistons team, you know, they had went 7 with the Celtics and lost. Then came back and went, in 88, 7 with the Celtics and won. And then went 7 with the Lakers and lost. And maybe should have won that. And we all know about the foul on Kareem, you know, at the end that you know, with Isaiah's ankle that was swollen up the size of an elephant leg that he was still playing on, you know, being the soldier that he was at that time. But then if you continue to look the following year, they sweep the Lakers. So there was 3 deep postseason runs. And then the next year, I think they beat Portland 4-1. So if you really think about it, that was 4 years in a row with deep playoff runs. And if you go back really 5 or 6 years, the early Pistons teams that was battling those Celtics teams, battling those Philadelphia Dr. J. Moses Malone teams. Do you understand when I tell you the 80s had a lot more top-heavy competition at the top than that of the 90s? Because when you look at the teams Michael Jordan was facing in the finals, none of these teams had won championships before. None of these teams had more than one Hall of Fame player on it. So, you know, that's a conversation for another day. But like I'm telling y'all, put some respect on LeBron James' name and what this man is doing, because if you cannot sit there and watch that and admire what he's doing at the age of 38 years old, you understand what I'm saying? At the age of 38 years old, and to still be able to pretty much, man, move people off the ball, dominate physically, get to the basket at will, finish the way he does, expand his game to this little reverse fadeaway that he's doing, like just pulling new things out the bag for his repertoire. Man, put some respect on his name. All 300 million of y'all who disrespect this man day in and day out, put some respect on it, and put some respect on them Lakers, because everybody keeps saying the season over and LeBron James come out with a phenomenal performance. And we all know, you know, just like I wasn't trying to knock Michael Jordan earlier, you know, LeBron cannot give you 47 every night, you know, because of his age, you know, the wear and tear that's on his body at this time. But he can get you close to 30 every night. So it's still going to be important for the Lakers role players to step up and do what they got to do. Austin Reeves cannot continue to perform like that. Lonnie Walker cannot continue to perform like that. Or maybe those are some players who can get the hell out of here and we can get some real reliable, real NBA players that can come out and give you 18, 20 minutes a game and you know what they're going to do. I would like to see Troy Brown's minutes increase. He gives you more length than Lonnie Walker. He's playing not too bad on the defensive end. And he's hitting the 3 ball a little more consistently and with more confidence. So we can see how all that go. But, man, like I said, I want to wish everybody Happy New Year. Oh, and by the way, I did note the 2 players. LeBron was a plus 12. My boy Thomas Bryant was a plus 7. Westbrook was a plus 11. Troy Brown a plus 15. You understand me? It was only 2 players that was a minus, and that was Pat Bev, who I continue to say, if somehow the Lakers can get rid of Pat Bev and get something back for him, that would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. Maybe if you can get Pat Bev and Lonnie Walker out of here some kind of way and get you a Bogdanovich or, you know, somebody who can just knock down some threes, you know what I mean? But if LeBron and AD, if AD come back and plays the way he was playing before, and LeBron comes back and they playing the way they playing now, and then Westbrook can limit his turnovers and continue to do what he does, and Schroeder is starting to get a little bit more effective from 3 than what he had been. So he's stepping that up a little bit. You know, Schroeder was 12, 2, and 9. You know, not a bad stat line for him the other night either. And he hits a couple of key shots, too, in the waning moments of that game, too. So, you know, and, of course, LeBron hit some mega threes who people want to say he not clutch, but in that close game, in a tie game with 2 minutes left, hitting threes, you know, still doing what he does, man. So, like I said, respect greatness, respect the Lakers finishing off their road trip tomorrow with a victory. I'm pretty sure they want to come back and get vengeance on that loss from the other night against Charlotte, a game that they felt like they should have won, and they really just gave away in the third quarter. So, you know, they came out and took a heavy punch in the third quarter on this last game, and they responded. So let's just see if they can do the same tomorrow. As the Lakers continue to try to get on the right side of the 500 mark. You understand me? So anyway, as always, this is your boy B New. I'm saying Happy New Year. If you haven't done so already, hit that bell, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share. We're going to talk about these Lakers all day, every day, and LeBron James all day, every day, whether these haters like it or not. So as always, right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.